Welcome to episode 411 of the All You Can Hear podcast. My name is Wenzel. And joining me today is my other co-host,
Peacemaker Colt.
Ah, damn, that's so much better. Hold on. I'm gonna redo that.
No Pooh Maker.
God, I was about to do it. Shut up. Damn it. Okay. All right, no Pooh Maker, I guess. Just Peace Wenzel. Ugh. But if you couldn't tell, we are doing a kind of short, small little review and discussion of episode 1 of season 2 of the newly released Peacemaker. At the time of us releasing this, Peacemaker just premiered on the 21st, this Thursday. It is available to watch on HBO Max right now, and new episodes will be releasing every Thursday. And yeah, this is the newest season from the series by James Gunn, following John Cena as Chris Smith, aka Peacemaker.
And this takes place right after the Superman movie.
Yeah. So I guess to give you kind of an idea of where we are in the timeline. So for those who don't know or don't remember, Peacemaker, John Cena's Peacemaker is introduced in James Gunn's Suicide Squad, and then after what happened there, that's where we get season 1 of Peacemaker. That follows the events after that, and then after that we have I haven't seen it, but does Creature Commandos do you know by any chance? Yes, Creature Commandos takes place after Peacemaker season 1, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I know Colt has. And now here we are with season 2 taking place. I'm all over the place. Then after Creature Commandos is the most recently released James Gunn Superman film, which also has a Peacemaker cameo as well, which is really funny. And then now finally we are caught up. This is season 2, where this is probably the most current in the current DCU. It is confirmed to be the DCU from the title intro of the season 2. But this is where we currently are in the DCU timeline. Yeah.
And it's a great to be back with Peacemaker. This is one of my favorite DC things, period. John Cena as Peacemaker is hilarious. Vigilante, he's a side character in Peacemaker. He's so fucking hilarious as well. It's all these characters in this, so fantastic. It's great to be back. I was smiling like a little baby, kicking my feet, and I felt like I was clapping my feet and my hands together at the same time while I was watching it. I was that excited for Peacemaker.
Yeah, I've been ever since I saw the trailer for season 2. I've been super pumped. I've been really excited, which is why we even did this episode, because as soon as the trailer came out, I asked Cole, I was like, we got to do an episode talking about the first episode, just because of it comes out the week prior to when we would release an episode. So I was like, it's perfect. Yeah, I've been super pumped. I loved Suicide Squad. I loved Peacemaker season 1. Loved Superman. I gotta watch Creature Commandos. I also should say Creature Commandos was also James Gunn as well.
Yup.
It's very funny, but also really cool, because James Gunn, not only is he reshaping the DCU, he's having an active hand in it. He is like, if we were going to do this, I am going to shape it with my own 2 hands, rather than, somebody in the MCU, just kind of,
pooping in his hand and throwing at the ball, basically, is what it feels like.
Yeah, which obviously there's going to be other directors and stuff for other shows and films. So, but for the most part, I like that he's having an interactive role and shaping it, which is shows especially if anybody's seen, sorry, kind of going off track, but we James Gunn has been doing such a good job, legitimately, this stuff he has put out so far, Peacemaker, it's so good. It's such a breath of fresh air for this new DC cinematic universe.
And it's nice to have this while Marvel is floundering, because if both of them sucked, that would be very disappointing.
That'd be awful. But what I was gonna say though, with like you could tell like this is really James Gunn's like a true like comic nerd, but also artist, because like I said, he's having an interactive role. But if anybody recently, some kind of clips have surfaced online where James Gunn and David Cornsweet are talking about Superman on set, like David Cornsweet leaves set to go talk to James Gunn about his like motivation, about the character and stuff, and James Gunn is not mad or anything. He is nerding out with David Cornsweet and like telling him, and it's literally two minds, like true artists, man. These guys are true artists, and like the same goes for freaking everybody here on Peacemaker. Like it's so good. So freaking good, dude.
John Cena is just genuinely talented actor. I had no idea or any information on Peacemaker before this series, but I feel like he is the Iron Man, the Robert Downey Jr. to Iron Man to Peacemaker. Because if Peacemaker was nothing like this character, or he was barely like this character that it is now, they're going to model it after John Cena's Peacemaker from now on.
I want to say like the Peacemaker, from what I hear in the comics, is a little more like.
Isn't he just insane?
I was gonna say, I think he's a little more. I think he's starting out a little more. He's a lot more insane, a lot more darker than John Cena's. I really don't know if I would want to see that, because I love John Cena so much as Peacemaker. So I don't know, but you're probably right. Like, if they're gonna make a Peacemaker like going forward, it might be based off John Cena's Peacemaker, which I'm not complaining. But to give you kind of a brief cast, by the way, a lot of characters from season one, not only season one, but in the current DCU, are reprising the roles. So we have Danielle Brooks coming back as Leota Adebayo. Is it Adebayo or Adebayo?
I don't know.
I'm not sure if I'm getting that right. I'm sorry. Who is the daughter of Amanda Waller? Should say that. And she was also main character of Peacemaker season one, along with Peacemaker himself. Freddie Stroma returns as Adrian Chase, aka Vigilante, as well. Man, I
ask me anything about owls.
Very good bit. And then he doesn't.
I know anything.
He doesn't know jack shit, which is incredible. I love Vigilante as well. I love his costume, by the way. Probably one of my favorite costumes in the DCU so far. It's so simple, but I just love the color scheme.
He doesn't even have powers. He's just crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's not only crazy, but like he is generally skilled. Like, and it's crazy too, because like every time you see him, like with his clothes or whatever, he just looks like a normal dude. But then like if you like see him like with his shirt off, the dude's shredded.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty crazy. Jennifer Holland is returning as Amelia Harcourt, who is also an Argus agent who was on the same team along with Peacemaker, Amanda Waller's daughter, everything. Incredible, by the way. So we'll talk about what happens with her in here. Steve Agee is returning as John Economos, who is another Argus agent who provides he's basically their computer guy. And then we have Frank Grillo reprising his role as Rick Flag Sr. from Creature Commandos and Superman. He was in Superman. He is the new head of Argus, because Amanda Waller is going through congressional hearings after what happened at the end of Peacemaker season 1 with Project Butterfly, which I'm not going to give you a full recap of season 1, But basically, at the end of season 1 of Peacemaker, Peacemaker and all of them, they defeat the aliens, and then Amanda Waller's daughter, Leota, reveals Project Butterfly and where it's being run in Belle Reve prison and everything, and it gets, it obviously gets Amanda Waller in trouble with Congress and everything. So yeah. And then
Jason Momoa got recast as Hawk Girl.
Yes, so we should say too, the ending of Peacemaker season 1 has the Justice League showing up, which at the time was Henry Cavill's Superman, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Ezra Miller's Flash, and Jason Momoa's Aquaman. But if anybody remembers, Superman and Wonder Woman were there were heavy shadows on them, so to kind of there's heavy shadows on all of them because James Gunn was kind of like didn't really know if they wanted to continue with that or whatever, but it was revealed to be Ezra Miller and Jason Momoa's two characters because we get them on screen interacting, but they were completely retconned now, so they put the Justice Gang in there, which was still really sick. It was Mr. Terrific, Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner, David Cornsweet's Superman, Metamorpho, spoiler for Superman, Millie Alcock's Supergirl. Gosh, I can't remember her name, but she played Hawk Girl as well. And then
Bella Merced.
Yes. So yeah, they were all there. It was also a funny joke because this time, Guy Gardner hates Peacemaker because Peacemaker refers to him as a puke guy. So
yeah, he's into puke. He's a freaky like that.
Yeah. And then what else? Who else is reprising words? So the intro, we also get a dance scene intro like last season. This time it is done to "Oh Lord" by Foxy Shazam. And we get revealed stuff prior, so because there's characters in the dance sequence that we won't see till not until later in the episode or even later in the season, because we also see Michael Rooker's character in the dance sequence, and we know who he is, which is really funny. Apparently he's playing this guy. I guess I'm just insane. Okay. I don't remember his character, but from what they said about him, they said he is Eagly's Lex Luthor.
Okay, all right.
That's what this. He's an eagle hunter. I don't know the character, but that's what I saw. I hope I'm not making that up in my fucking head. Yeah, but anyway, in the intro, we get revealed that Robert Patrick is reprising his role as Augie Smith, aka the White Dragon, that is Peacemaker's racist father.
But I don't know if he's the White Dragon anymore.
No, we don't know. Let me think. Who else is reprising the roles? Yes, Sean Gunn is reprising his role as Maxwell Lord as well. If anybody doesn't remember who Maxwell Lord was, he's in Superman. He owns the company Lord Tech. Very, very rich. He's the one that funds the Justice Gang. But Maxwell Lord was introduced in Wonder Woman's 1984, but that he was originally played by Pedro Pascal. And there's actually a lot of theories that people believe that that Pedro Pascal, because he's shaved his mustache for that role, they think that is the last and only time he will ever shave his mustache for a role because of how bad Wonder Woman was. So I just think it's funny.
Kal-El, no.
Yeah, we're just gonna kind of go through a plot summary. Spoilers ahead, obviously, if you're listening to this. And yeah, we'll just talk through it, give our impressions and everything, and review it. Kind of like a normal review and discussion. The beginning of the episode starts with Peacemaker being awakened by Eagly, and this is where he enters his quantum unfolding chamber. That was something that was revealed in season 1, where this is where he gets all of his tech. It was something his his father made it, and this is where Peacemaker stores his helmets and all of his weaponry and technology and stuff. Yeah, it's a near infinite storage area that also connects to other universes, which I didn't even think about until like this season, because I remember when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh shit, we're getting multiverse stuff, but I didn't even think it would be through his unfolding chamber. That never occurred to me. I thought those were mirrors. But no, those are...
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that big. Like, I knew it was supposed to be infinite. I knew it was supposed to be infinite, but the way it was shot in the first season, it just didn't feel like it was infinite.
Yeah,
but that is the case now.
I just completely forgot. I was like, oh my God, those are actual workspaces. And it's really funny because an alien, just a random fucking alien, comes out and just burns a rat. And Peacemaker tries to say hi, but he doesn't say hi back. So he calls him, I can't remember what he calls
creeper
him.
Bitch.
Oh yeah, creeper looking bitch. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Eagly flies to a and Peacemaker takes him in here so Eagly can fly because he doesn't want to take him outside. It's too cold. Eagly flies to a copy of Peacemaker's universe's door, and he steps inside an alternate universe where him, another man we don't recognize until later, and his father are beloved superheroes. They're called the Top Trio. And then when an alive Augie says hey to him, he just quickly runs back into the chamber. Crazy. It never occurred to me. Again, I was like, oh my God, he might have to deal with his father again. But it's just so bizarre because it's like, is this version racist? Is he as bad as he is in Chris's?
It doesn't seem like it because his armor is a completely different color. It's blue.
It's blue. Yeah, I'm like, is he the blue dragon or something? Which it looks really cool. And this is also too which is interesting because he's in the dance intro in his blue armor, along with an alternate version of Amelia Hardcore and this other superhero that is with them. Really cool too. We get some Easter eggs. We get them. They apparently, the Ultra Humanite was a foe of them that they defeated. If you don't know Colt, who the Ultra Humanite is, he is a person with the ability to swap brains with people. His brain is, once he puts a brain in somebody's body, he can take it over. But his most iconic form is that he's taken over the mind of an albino gorilla. Yeah, he was mainly the villain of Superman, and he was in oh gosh, I want to say he was in like the old Justice League show, because I think the Flash fought him. It was a nice episode where the Flash was convinces the Ultra Humanite to pretend to be Santa Claus for kids, because the Ultra Humanite doesn't want to be a dick to kids. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. And then the Top Trio fights the Rainbow Monster, which I don't know what that is. I feel like
I have seen comic panels from it. I think it's a Batman villain.
Oh, I thought it was funny. I was like, is that supposed to be them saying that maybe they're like still kind of problematic? Like maybe they're homophobic? I don't know.
No, it's an old villain thing. Unless that was their way of saying, yeah, let's fight these gays.
I'm saying specifically in the Peacemaker, this universe, is that like kind of like a low key like they're like still like kind of, I don't know, maybe discriminatory, but maybe it's like this is something I just realized. I was like, maybe they discriminate more so against metahumans in this one. That was kind of a thought I had. Because we're having this issue in the main Peacemaker timeline where metahumans are starting to be more distrusted, especially after the events of Superman and other events that have been happening. But I just wonder if that's something that's happening in this universe where, while the characters aren't necessarily like problematic how they are in this, they're different, and that is that they're systematically killing and destroying any like metahumans, you know, but they're like seen as heroes for it. That was just a thought I just realized. But yeah, so 6 months later, Peacemaker is still keeps in touch with their team. They call themselves the 11th Street Kids, but he's kind of ho hum and kind of down about not still being seen as a hero. But maybe this interview that he has with the Justice Gang will hopefully perk him up, or finally get him that recognition that he deserves, I guess. And this is where we get Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, and Maxwell Lord conducting his interview, and it's a pretty funny sequence where Maxwell Lord doesn't know how to operate his mic, so every time they switch it off, they're talking, and Peacemaker can still hear them when they're talking shit about him. It's pretty funny.
But before the scene happens, they see another DC villain, White Rabbit, walk out crying.
Yeah, which is not a good sign. Very funny. She is a Batman villain who her ability is that she can duplicate herself. I think just 2 duplicates. I'm not really sure. She was also part of the Wonderland group or something. A bunch of characters based off of Alice in Wonderland, which was led by Mad Hatter. Also, another Easter egg is that they're doing this interview in an abandoned Crank Toys. If you don't know who that belongs to, that used to belong to the notorious villain Toymaker as well.
Ah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what happens.
White Rabbit was crying because Maxwell Lord kept talking about her camel toe.
Maxwell Lord says, like, I had to have talked about it like 30 times. Man, but no, it was man, it was a great bit. Yeah, so then we cut to another interview happening, which is Harcourt's interview with a government agency, and it is revealed, or not a government agency, but she's talking to a doctor who she's been trying to. No, it was an interview. They said it was an interview. Yeah,
it's like a psychological evaluation.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes, you're right. So psychological evaluation, and it says she suffers from severe toxic masculinity, and Harcourt's like, I have a vagina. But it's so good, because I mean it's true, like, and then she gets so mad that she starts she goes into her car and starts punching her dashboard until her hand's bleeding. But then she also says the doctor has a cunt for a face, and she tries to smooth it up by saying cunt means friend in England.
Yeah, she's got some issues.
Yeah, she's very, very aggressive. A lot of, yeah. Especially when she takes her jacket off and she shows how her arms, and she's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah. So then Peacemaker tries to visit Harcourt to kind of see how everything was going, since they both had very terrible interviews, and then it's revealed that apparently him and her had like kind of a hookup, that they just won't talk about, and it leaves Peacemaker pretty upset. So he leaves, goes home to do weed and a bunch of cocaine and drink. But then there's this crazy cut where it's him, and then he's doing cocaine, and then his house is just full of people fucking.
Yeah, this is the most dong I've ever seen in a TV show.
It was so, everybody was naked. It just, oh my God, it was insane. I was like, this is so different from the MCU. It's, man, it was so crazy. Now Peacemaker was fully clothed.
Yeah, he was just chilling.
It was just define chilling. But man, it was just like full on. Like, oh my god, man, I'm trying to think. Like, maybe Society, but that's a movie. Oh man, so yeah, so crazy. Um, and then he just can't handle it, or not can't handle it. He's disillusioned with everything, so he once again goes into his quantum chamber. This is where we get revealed that Argus has been monitoring Peacemaker. They specifically have John Economos watching him. This is due to the fact that Rick Flag Sr. does know that that Peacemaker killed his son, so he is specifically monitoring him to basically have an excuse to arrest him. But also too, they are detecting the quantum chamber. So that is something to keep an eye on, is because of the events of Superman with what happened with the dimensional rift. That is something they're closely like trying to watch. This is where also we get revealed another character, Sasha Bordeaux, who is I guess maybe Rick Flag Senior second command or whatever. But yeah, she's also a character as well. She's part of some a group called Checkmate. I don't know much, but yeah. And then they send John Economos to go see what's going on. Very funny too. Just cuts to him just watching a bunch of people fucking. But he's also still trying to cover for Peacemaker, so he doesn't say what Peacemaker's doing exactly. He immediately goes to Leota with a picture of Peacemaker and the quantum chamber open, which I never even read. I did not realize nobody else knows about this chamber besides Vigilante.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dang, that is some vital information that honestly, like, yeah, if it just nobody ever asked besides Vigilante sneaking in, I mean, nobody would know. So yeah, they're gonna Economos can't really talk to Chris about it because it might expose him and Chris. So he asked Leota to talk to Chris about the quantum chamber, what is it and exactly, because also too Argus is aware of how close John Economos is to Chris because they did work together and everything. They're friends. So they're gonna send also somebody to surveil John as well. So that's why he's being careful about this. So then Peacemaker goes through the quantum chamber, goes into the alternate universe where he is a hero. And this is also where we get revealed that Peacemaker's brother, he didn't kill his brother in this universe. If nobody remembers, that's part of Peacemaker's origin, is that he bare knuckle fought his brother and killed him. It was an accident, of course, but still, it was something that was perpetrated by his father. But he survived, and he's played by David Denman. Is that his name?
No, I don't recognize him at all. He just looks like a white man.
David Denman. You don't recognize David Denman?
No.
He was Pam's first boyfriend in The Office.
That is not a major role that I would have remembered him from, but I do.
Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like he was a huge character in it. He had his arc.
He was there for like multiple seasons.
Barely.
Still, he was there. He was a major obstacle for freaking Jim. And then he made appearances because he tried to get back with Pam, or Pam tried to get back with him. And then he makes another appearance because he's getting married. And he invites Pam and Jim. Yeah. Anyway, and he was also in another James Gunn movie. He was in Brightburn. I did not know that.
I have not seen that. Do want to watch it. I want to go through his backlog. Got to watch Brightburn and that other superhero movie that has another Office guy in it. Dwight. Rainn Wilson.
Yeah. I forgot we talked about that. But yeah, so he plays Keith Smith, very generic white guy name, who is the third superhero of the top trio. I don't know what his character is. I'm just gonna learn that through the show, honestly. But yeah, so him him, Peacemaker, and AWCH both sit down and kind of have a drink, and they kind of talk about a little bit about Chris's childhood, but more in a more loving and friendly way, just the three of them. Something that he, obviously for him, this is super surreal, and he's having a tough time coping with it because, I mean, God, like, as far as we know, AWCH isn't the piece of shit that he is in the original Peacemaker timeline. He is a loving father. Keith is alive, and they're all three heroes in this universe, a family of heroes, if you want to call it that. So understandably, it's pretty just psychologically like a huge hit for our Peacemaker. We get also another mention of imps too, which is really funny. AWCH talks about how he ate cereal the next morning after they killed a bunch of imps that were stuck in their house, and he thinks that one of the imps jerked off in his milk because the milk was sticky. Also, Keith mentions how one of the imps died, like kind of like a cat. It got stuck in like the truck and it died. So it smelled really bad. Very, very good bit. Also, too, we get a name drop as well. We get Bloodhaven. So Bloodhaven exists in this universe. That is the city that Nightwing primarily watches over.
Which is, I want to know what the hell this Peacemaker was doing
in Bloodhaven.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm like, was he working with Nightwing or something? Very curious.
Will Nightwing come and check up on him? We'll get there.
I don't think we're gonna get any. I don't think we're gonna get any of the Gotham or the Bat family. If they have,
it would just be an alternate universe one, so it could just be a one-off actor.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But I should say too, we also did get another name drop. There's been prison breakouts from Belle Reve and also Arkham. So, I assume it's the Arkham Asylum that's been converted into a prison. Blackgate and Arkham got combined. So we got another confirmation that at least something important exists in this universe as well. I should say the Kite Man reveal at the very beginning of the episode, that wasn't in season 1, was it?
Kite Man?
Yeah.
What happened?
Him talking about how he defeated Kite Man.
I don't remember it, but I do remember it in the episode.
Yeah.
Him saying that.
Yeah, I think because I'm looking at Easter eggs right now. It says that was it says that's a new reveal. So yeah, Kite Man exists in this universe as well. That's not really, but there was like a Kite
he was
Man.
Big in the Harley Quinn show.
Well, he got his own show.
Oh yeah, because it was a Harley Quinn spinoff. I gotta watch it at some point. I forgot.
Yeah, don't really, obviously that
it's not connected.
Kite Man to some capacity exists. That's what we know. That's what I'm trying to say. Let me see. Also the imps. I'm very curious. Sorry, I know I bring that up again. The imps, because there was an imp in Superman, which was a giant ball. But then they talk about the imps in here as these little kind of goblin creatures, which kind of what imps are. But we mentioned this in the All-Star Superman. Imps are very notorious in the DC universe. The most famous ones are Mr. Mizipletic, Batmite, and Nightmite. Very powerful. Let's see. Sorry. Before I get there's also a fucking Jared Leto reference, because they talk about how much they hate Harcourt mentions she hates 30 Seconds to Mars. And if anybody remembers, Jared Leto played Joker in the Suicide Squad before James Gunn remade it.
That's very good. Very good stuff.
Very good. Yeah, Jared Leto is disgusting. But we're getting Tron Ares, and I'm excited for that.
yeah. All this trash talking Jared Leto. But the thing is, if you rein him in, he's a good actor. I liked him in Dallas Buyers Club. That's all I can think of right now. But when he's reined in, Blade Runner as well. He's good.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the story. And then as Peacemaker's having this conversation with his father and brother, Harcourt goes to a biker bar where she proceeds to get into a bloody fight with a bunch of bikers, beats the shit out of a bunch of them, but then gets her own shit rocked and then gets kicked out. And as she's laying on the ground bloodied, she smiles, which I wonder if is that something she's gonna pursue? Is maybe like illegal like fighting or something? Like I don't know
Maybe it
much
could be
about.
a villain thing. Maybe she's gonna be like wanting to beat people up.
Yeah, like this is because I don't know much about hardcore. I don't know if she's supposed to be um like a street level like vigilante character where she just no powers. She's just really just ferocious. So I'm very curious about that because there was an interesting tidbit when she talks about trying to get a job. She's only been trained in intelligence work and stuff. That's all she's been trained in. So but because she's been blacklisted by Amanda Waller, she can't get any jobs with any intelligence agency. So what is she supposed to do now with all of her skills? Very interesting, and very interesting too, like vigilante with all of his skills as well. He just kind of works odd jobs. He's currently working as a waiter at a restaurant, which was the same one that he was working in, I think, in season 1.
And his
Leota
best
was,
friend is now his boss.
oh my god, that was so funny. He what do you call him?
He called him a lot of stuff.
No,
He
what no, the boss specifically called him a specific word, and then Adrian called him that same word, and he's like, "Why did you repeat what I just said?" And Adrian's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you owned the word." But then his boss is like, "Yeah, I own the word, and every time you use it, you owe me $1 billion."
That's some very good stuff.
Really good banter, very funny. And then Leota is like, she's starting her own mercenary agency, basically. Like she's going to be a mercenary for hire. And she's having relationship problems. The girlfriend from season 1 that she was with kicked her out of the house or whatever. So I guess they're broken up, and she's kind of having issues with that. Oh my god, I just remembered the we got Leota in season 1 when they were doing like a presentation had gotten a nude from her girlfriend, and we had seen it. It was a full-on just vagina shot on an iPad. So crazy compared to the MCU.
Also, Economist sent a pee-pee picture to her when he was airdropping that picture of Peacemaker, but he said that's not mine.
Yeah, he made sure to say that it's not his. So it comes full circle. Yeah, I just think that's really interesting. Just having all these basically like people who saved the world, especially Peacemaker, who's like a superhero, just working normal jobs. Kind of John Economos is still doing intelligence, and Leota's trying to be a mercenary. Anyway, yeah, so that happens with Hardcore at the bar, and then our Peacemaker finds out that he in this alternate universe, him and Amelia Harcourt do end up together, but she's an ex now. Something happened, and his brother tries to say like, "Hey, maybe you can still work it out or whatever." And he finds a photograph with them together, but then that's when the Peacemaker of that universe comes in. We're gonna call him Peacemaker 2. Our Peacemaker 1 has to hurry up and get out of there because Peacemaker 2 is already willing to kill him, and even says like, I don't know if you're a shapeshifter, but you're in my home, so that gives me the right to basically kill you, which kind of is a tell maybe of who he is in this universe. But yeah, so he tries to leave, and when there's a brief scuffle, and then when he tries to leave, this Peacemaker has a helmet that shoots out what do you call them? Like
they're
basically
shurikens, but I don't know what he called them.
Yeah, they're and they're automated. They're kind of like the balls in Phantasm. They like shred Peacemaker 1's back. It's pretty terrifying. I'm like, oh my god. So he follows him into the quantum chamber. He has a jetpack too, and again, a fight happens. Peacemaker 2 is beating the shit out of our Peacemaker. But then brief in quick thinking, Peacemaker 1 activates his jetpack, sends him flying up into a spike from one of the workbenches or whatever, and just stabs and kills Peacemaker 2. And he collapses and dies in Peacemaker's arms, and that's how the episode ends.
Which is absolutely crazy way to end the first episode of the season. But that's how the first season was. Every episode had wild stuff happening.
Yeah, there's a brief sneak peek at the end of what's to come in episode 2. I'm excited. I'm so excited because the way it ends, it's like he's holding himself in his arms dead. It kind of looks like freaking the Madonna holding Jesus. It's pretty wild. He kills himself pretty much. Man, I don't know what more I can say. It was incredibly funny, incredibly brutal, really like a breath of fresh air from MCU. It is willing to be edgy, but edgy in just enough where it's just not kind of like roll your eyes. And again, it's fresh. It's not like trying so hard to be safe and to be like kid friendly like the MCU. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I can't wait. I legit cannot wait till next Thursday. I will be on that thing as soon as it drops, at least as soon as I can, because it's that good.
Yeah, I just like with season 1, I kept up with it regularly, so I'm excited. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Do you have anything more to add?
Eagly is a crazy little bugger. I love him. And I think he's going to have a bigger part in the series or season. Definitely with the new Michael Rooker character.
Yeah, he's getting his own villain. Like that's I don't know. That's pretty odd. That'd be very funny if we just got an Eagly episode where like there's just no dialogue from him besides like squawks, and it's just Michael Rooker and him like cat and mouse.
I would actually really like that.
That'd be really really cool. If nothing else to say, then I recommend check out Peacemaker season 1. Check this out. Check out all of the DC stuff that James Gunn has done so far. It's all very good. Fuck the Snyder fans. Thank you for listening. We're the All You Can Hear podcast. You can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, YouTube, where we upload all of our episodes. We're All You Can Hear on YouTube, where we also upload the VODs from our streams on twitch.tv/AllYouCanHear, along with the instruction booklet streams and episodes. You can follow us on Bluesky at aychdpodcast.bsky.social. And lastly, you can follow me, Wenzel, on Bluesky at World of Wenzel and Wenzel's Essentials. My link tree has links for everything, including my Letterboxd, music board, Goodreads, and Substack.
And my name Colt. Follow me on Bluesky, ColtD99, and get to watching this peacemaking. Get to it.